The movie opens up by Deadpool was behaving very strangely. In his house he lit the stove, lit a cigarette and lay on a drum filled with gasoline. He threw the cigarette in his hand and entered the drum filled with gasoline, which then exploded, destroying everything. Deadpool intended to commit suicide, then Deadpool telling him why he wanted to kill himself in the first place. 6 weeks earlier, Deadpool, who already has superpowers, traveled the world and took out serial killers, gangsters and terrible monsters that no one dared to fight against. Deadpool killed them all, and Deadpool's action around the world killing criminals led him to meet a villain named Sergei Velasnikov. After killing all his men, Sergei was able to escape the threat of Deadpool by entering the hiding room, and then dozens of his men came to finish off Deadpool. Outside, Dopinder is faithfully waiting for Deadpool in action in his taxi. Not long after Deadpool jumped into a taxi through the window, Dopinder immediately drove and they ran away. On the way, Dopinder tells that he is tired of being a taxi driver, he wants to be a hitman like Deadpool. Instead of forbidding, Deadpool actually encourages Dopinder that one day he can definitely achieve his dream. Deadpool then gets down and goes into his apartment. There he was waiting for his girlfriend, Vanessa, who had missed hugging Deadpool. It turned out that it was their anniversary day. They exchanged gifts with each other. Deadpool gave Vanessa a skyball coin where they started dating. Vanessa looked happy, then Deadpool opened a gift from Vanessa. Deadpool was confused about what it was. It turned out to be a contraceptive belonging to her. Vanessa, who has been released, which means Vanessa wants to have children. Wade looks happy and can't wait to have children. That night, Wade told Vanessa he was afraid that later he wouldn't be able to be a good parent for his child, but Vanessa strengthened Wade that the presence of a child would give Wade an opportunity to become a better person than before. When they were both confused about the name of their child later, Wade heard a strange thing, and sure enough, Sergei and his men attacked Wade's residence. Wade was able to defeat Sergei's men, but in the end the bullet that Sergei shot hit Vanessa right in the heart. Vanessa fell and died instantly. Wade looks very sad and mixed with anger seeing Vanessa. Wade then chased after Sergei, who ran away. Finally Wade was able to catch Sergei. Wade then hugged Sergei and shifted Sergei's body to the middle of the road. Wade and Sergei were hit by a car. A few days later Wade was seen, who was sad to meet his friend Wazel in the club, Dopinder, who now works at the club. The club also cleaned that place because Wade wet his bed. Wazel told Wade to go home and calm himself down. Then Wade in his Deadpool costume came to meet Al at his house. Al is sorry for Vanessa's death. Al strengthens Wade that suffering will teach us what we will become. Sometimes it is so bad that we want to die, but we will not be grateful for life until we feel a little death. Al words inspired Wade. The next day, Wade went to the zoo, to be precise, in the bear cage. Wade then jumped into it with the intention of committing suicide, but he was still alive. The next day, on top of a tall building, Wade drank some cleaning liquid and then jumped up and tried to kill himself again, but still failed because of his power. Wade couldn't die. Then he returned home. As in the first scene, Deadpool blew himself up. A moment later Wade entered another dimension. In the afterlife, Wade sees Vanessa sitting alone. Wade approaches Vanessa but can't seem to see an invisible wall separating them. Wade asks why he can't approach Vanessa. Vanessa says that Wade's heart is not in the right place. Wade is confused and Wade returns to the real world. Wade is still not dead. The rest of Wade's body is taken by Colossus and transferred to the rehabilitation of mutant children. Seen, a child named Russell was entered into that place. He is a mutant who will be rehabilitated. Back at Wade's place, now his body has recovered. At X-Man's headquarters, Colossus intends to invite Wade to become a member of X-Man, and then comes Negasonic with his girlfriend, Yukio. When Colossus reads out the rules for becoming a member of an X-Man, Wade runs away using a wheelchair. Colossus chases after him. Colossus says that he should have left Wade when he saw his body parts in a pile of garbage, but Colossus helps Wade because that's what friends are for, who will always be there when it's hard or happy. Wade says the person who killed Vanessa escaped. Colossus then offers to help track him down and bring the person to justice. Wade then replied that it was him. He was the one who brought Vanessa into danger. Wade was able to kill all the criminals but not with himself. Even when he committed suicide he couldn't die. Colossus saw Wade sad, saying here maybe not the family that Wade wanted, but here is the family Wade needs. Wade has a good heart. His heart should be here. Wade remembers Vanessa's words. Wade is then willing to stay and become a member of X-Man. The scene moves in the future, where a man with a half-robot body sits in a destroyed building in front of him, 2 empty human bodies on fire. The man then took the empty teddy bear beside him, then he fiddled with the clock in his hand and the man looked back in time. After returning to the past, the man then stole cars and broke into several shops. Back at Wade's place, who now lives in X-Man's headquarters, Wade looks untidy as usual. Wade's words seemed polite, but Negasonic still suspected Wade that he was just pretending in front of the Colossus. Switching to a rehabilitation school, the principal is seen preparing to give Russell rehabilitation for mutants. It turns out that he is torturing Russell. Russell looks in pain. At X-Man's headquarters, Colossus tells Wade that there is a mission for them. At the mutants' rehabilitation school, Russell is seen running amok. Colossus, Negasonic and Deadpool, who were training to become X-Man, came there and tried to calm Russell, but it was not as easy as imagined.
First day. Nervous. Probably should have brought a super soaker.
Justin Bieber, he called you Justin Bieber.
Russell is able to shoot fire from his hand and attack the X-Man members one by one. Deadpool tries to get close to Russell but is still hit by Russell's attack and bounces off. Deadpool then throws his sword at Russell. Russell is finally able to be paralyzed. Then Russell is put on a power-busting necklace that can turn off all mutant powers. Then the principal came to thank Deadpool for stopping Russell's actions, but Russell seemed to prefer going to prison rather than going back to the school, because at that school he was tortured. Deadpool saw the marks of torture on Russell's neck. Then Deadpool pulled out his gun and shot one of the employees at the school and targeted the principal but did not hit the principal. Colossus looks angry to see Deadpool's action. He is disappointed with Deadpool's selfish action. Russell and Deadpool are captured and taken to the prison of the mutants. In prison without the strength he has, Wade looks tormented by the malignant cancer that is in his body. There, Russell explained that he could no longer stand being bullied continuously because he was fat and he was tortured by the headmaster of a mutant rehabilitation school. Russell holds a grudge and promises to burn the principal alive after he gets out of prison. Russell intends to find a strong person in prison and is invited to be his partner in revenge. Wade can't do anything because with the necklace around his neck, his super strength is gone and all that is left is a malignant cancer that is spreading in his body. Elsewhere, a half-robot man from the future turned out to pay attention to the news of the capture of Deadpool and Russell in prison. He was seen preparing himself with the existing weapons. In prison, Russell still intended to find the strongest person in prison, but his actions made him and Wade beaten by another prisoner. Wade, who suffers from being unable to do anything without his strength, tells Russell to stop challenging the strongest people in prison, but tells him to be friends with everyone except Wade. Not long after, an explosion was seen inside the prison. The robotic man broke into the prison and targeted a man who beat all the officers there. The man was seen targeting Wade and Russell, who ran. When they met, it turned out that the man was after Russell and intended to kill him. Wade with the rest of his strength to protect Russell. Wade then jumped away from Russell, which caused his body to fall on the table and break his bones. Wade was silent and the tab moved. Luckily Wade's rope was released when it falls. Wade was able to get up with his strength back. Wade stopped the action of the man who was trying to kill Russell. During interrogation, the man was named Cable and he came from the future. The two of them fought. Wade fell, then Cable took Wade's skyball coin. Cable is confused as to why Wade is protecting Russell. Wade says that he doesn't care about Russell because the kid is always bothering him. Russell heard it from afar, not expecting Wade to make Cable's grenade explode, and they both fell in the snow. Wade's head hit a rock and he fell into the abyss. When he was about to die, Wade returned to see Vanessa, but he was still unable to approach Vanessa because of the barrier between them. Vanessa said that a child could give Wade an opportunity to become a much better person. Wade then remembered Russell, but he returned to the real world. Wade comes back alive. Wade then meets his friend Weasel because he realizes maybe Russell is the answer to Vanessa's previous words. Wade wants to save Russell. Weasel knows that the mutants will be transferred to a prison with super security. Wade wants to free Russell, but the power he has is still not enough to free Russell, plus the threat from Cable. Wade finally has the idea to recruit this force team by gathering people who have superpowers. Weasel then spreads the news. Inside the prison, Russell sees a cell with proper security. He thinks it must be the strongest mutant in it. When chaos ensues, Russell enters the cell and brings food. He intends to invite the mutant to join him. Unexpectedly, the mutant inside responded and agreed to help Russell. Wade and Weasel auditioned. They also recruited several people consisting of Black Tam with the ability to control electricity, Zeitgeist with the ability to spew acid, Vanisher with the ability to disappear, Shatterstar from the planet Moju, then Domino with the power of luck, and finally Peter, who had no power, even then he just a fad. After the audition ended, Cable Weasel was unexpectedly intercepted in the street and kidnapped him. At the hideout, Cable Weasel leaked all of Deadpool's plans to free Russell. The next day, a group of trucks moving mutant prisoners were seen moving on the streets. In the helicopter, Deadpool and the rest of his team get ready for action, and when the time comes they jump from the helicopter to the group of prisoner transfer trucks. When parachuting down turns out to be not what they imagined.
X-Force.
Deadpool's team seems unable to control its parachute. Botlum got off, but right in front of a moving bus. He hit the bus and died. Shatterstar, who had trouble landing and his vision was obscured by his own hair, landed on the helicopter that was about to fly, his body crushed by the blades. Vanisher, who was not seen, he hit an electric cable and was electrocuted to death. His true figure was finally seen. Peter was able to land safely, then Zeitgeist. Unfortunately, he landed into a garbage grinder machine. Peter, who wanted to help him, was hit by acid vomit and made Peter die, and Zeitgeist could not be saved. left Domino, who with the power of luck, he was able to land and avoid various dangers and easily get into the truck carrying the prisoners.
Superpower! We are so fucked! No. It's hard to picture! I mean, down glass pipes!
Domino managed to take over the wheel of the truck. When Cable aimed his gun at Domino, Cable was hit by the rearview mirror and his shot missed. But then Cable is able to jump into the truck and find Russell inside. Deadpool is still chasing the truck. Domino tries to stop Cable from killing Russell, but just as Cable is about to shoot Domino, Deadpool jumps into the truck and saves Domino. When Domino returns, behind the wheel the truck's brakes fail, Deadpool still trying to stop Cable. Russell apparently had run away and freed his monster friend with one blow capable of destroying the road, and the truck fell down the road. Domino also fell, but right on top of a giant balloon. Deadpool then wakes up, he calls Russell, Russell wakes up. He and the giant Juggernaut then approached Deadpool and tore Deadpool's body into two parts. Deadpool asks Russell to come with him, but Russell refuses. He is still laughing at his plan to burn the headmaster alive, plus with the help of Juggernaut, Russell is getting more confident. Russell left the place and Domino carried Deadpool away. At Al Place, Wade seems to be recovering. His legs are now growing again. Wade, Weasel, Dopinder and Domino meet Wade, who is recovering. Unexpectedly, behind them there was Cable, who also came to Wade. Cable asks Wade for help because of Wade's actions. He frees Juggernaut and Cable is unable to stop Russell's actions alone. Cable says that Russell will do his first murder by burning the principal, and then Russell will get addicted and keep killing, and when he grows up Russell finally kills Cable's family. That's what makes Cable go back to the past and want to kill Russell when he was a child. Deadpool says why Cable doesn't go back in time when Russell was just a toddler. Cable replies that his time traveler is unstable and he only has two batteries, one to return to the present and the other to return to the future after his mission is complete. Wade disagrees with Cable's plan to kill Russell. Wade wants to meet Russell later. He will persuade Russell not to kill, and Wade believes he can turn Russell into a good person and not a bad person before Russell commits his first murder. Deadpool invites Cable and Domino to take a Dopinder taxi to a place. Apparently Deadpool meets Colossus, Negasonic and Yukio to ask for their help to help him, but Colossus still looks annoyed because of Deadpool's previous actions. Deadpool continues the journey while Russell and Juggernaut have arrived at the Mutant Rehabilitation School planning to kill the principal. Behind him Deadpool, Cable, Domino and Dopinder have also arrived there. Russell continues to target the principal and shoots fire in his hand while the Deadpool team must stop the Juggernaut, who is so strong that the three of them are struggling and unable to face Juggernaut's power, and the arrival of Colossus, who helps them. Colossus is willing to help Deadpool deal with Juggernaut. Deadpool, Cable and Domino also focus on stopping Russell's actions. They fight against the rehabilitation school employees, then Russell manages to corner the principal, and just as Russell is about to burn the principal with his power, Deadpool and Cable stop Russell's action. Outside, Negasonic and Yukio help Colossus take on the powerful Juggernaut. They electrocute Juggernaut and push him into the pool. Cable and Deadpool seem to have a hard time dealing with Russell, who is getting stronger. Russell is getting more skilled with his ability to control fire. Deadpool then tries to give Russell an understanding not to kill anyone. Deadpool apologizes for leaving Russell in prison. He hugs Russell, but Russell still can't believe Deadpool. He attacks Deadpool and throws him. Deadpool then puts on a mutant busting necklace, which shows that Deadpool really wants to be friends with Russell. When Russell is about to release his strength, Cable is seen running to take a gun and shoot Russell, then Deadpool runs and protects Russell. Deadpool is shot by Cable right in the heart. Russell looks confused and he approaches Deadpool, who wants to sacrifice his life to protect Russell. Russell looks touched, then the empty teddy bear that Cable brought then turns into a good one, which means that in the future Russell doesn't attack Cable's family. Deadpool managed to make Russell good. Russell was sad to see Deadpool dying, and finally Deadpool died. In another dimension, Wade can finally get together with Vanessa. Cable with a face that looks like he's fixing his clock again. On the other hand, Vanessa says if it's not now the time to gather with her, there will be a time to gather with him, but not now because there are still people who need Wade. Then you can see the shadows of the people around you. They are Wade's new family. Vanessa will wait for Wade until it's time for them to unite. Vanessa then kisses Wade and Wade returns to the real world. Turns out Cable turned back time when they just got out of the taxi before they faced Russell. Cable was seen putting something on Deadpool's left chest, and then everything went on as before. When Cable shot Deadpool, the bullet was cut off by a skyball coin. Apparently Cable put it so that Deadpool didn't get shot dead. Deadpool realizes that Cable is using his last battery to save Deadpool, which means Cable can't go back to the future. Cable also planned for a while. Then Russell with his pen managed to remove the anti-mutant necklace around Deadpool's neck. The necklace needed a code to be removed. Domino then just said if the code was 7, and that's right. The code was correct and the necklace was released. They also leave the place with Russell as their new family member. Behind it turns out the principal is screaming that dirty mutants will rot in hell when Cable will beat Deadpool's headmaster to prevent it. Deadpool does not want violence. Then suddenly appeared from the side of the taxi. Dopinder hit the principal and he died instantly, and Deadpool's new family walked away leaving them. Negasonic and Yukio repair Cable time tracking clock which was stolen by Deadpool. Deadpool uses it back in time to prevent Vanessa and then uses it again to prevent Peter from shooting. Then shoots himself in the film version of Loga.
Me?
Love you. You're welcome, Canada. You can do this.